Last year, I helped one of my clients scale to 2.5 million in revenue, generating a 91% growth year over year. And we pretty much had 10 or 11 100K plus months. We just had 1 or 2 months below 100K, yeah? And then the rest was 152K, 135, 500K November, 700K December. So essentially in this video, I'm gonna break down what it takes to scale past 100K per month. What is my strategy in general? So you're gonna have an overview of my combination of media buying, ad creatives, flash campaign, conversion rate, all of these things, specifically to go past 100K per month. If at the moment you're at 20K, 50K, 60K, 80K per month for your brand or for the clients that you're helping scale, it's gonna be a great video and you're gonna be able to create a scaling roadmap from this video to go past these 100K months. Let's dive into the video. So how to scale your brand to 100K per month? Let's go with the video. Let's do the numbers first. First things first, you have to pick your numbers. So you have to make a decision of where do you want to be. Do you want to be a brand that is at 100K per month with a low AOV and has to do a lot of volume? Or do you want to be in the other extreme where you have a pretty high AOV, 135, and you just have to do 740 orders, but the conversion rate is going to be lower. So depending on your industry, what you're selling, etc., you will be in one of these buckets. I would recommend you run away from having a very low AOV because this will hurt your scaling. It will make it more difficult. But also I understand that not everybody can have an AOV higher than 100. So for the example, let's assume that these two in the middle would be the realistic, most common examples and cases. So we have to be making between 1,000 and 2,500 orders per month if we want to be at 100K per month. So the very first thing is understanding how many orders, given an AOV and a specific conversion rate, how many orders do I have to be making per month to get to 100K? And now we know. So this is the first stage here. And I'll just show you an example for one of the clients that I'm helping scale. In January of 2023, yeah, this is 2023, we were at 94,000. And in this case, this is 1,000, more or less, let's say we did 100K, 1,000 orders, 4.5 conversion rate, and an AOV of 89. Then fast forward 2024, we almost got to 200K, so 186, 1,700 orders, 2.8 conversion rate, 96 AOV. So conversion rate went down, AOV went up, and the orders went up. And then 2025, we did what? 300K with 3,000 orders and 2.84 conversion rate and a 96 AOV. So relative to 2023, again, the conversion rate was a little bit lower, the AOV was higher, and we were able to scale and have a 73% growth year over year. Last year was 98% growth year over year. So quite a big success. And this plus many other cases where I've personally helped scale to those levels, or I've coached people to scale to 100K, 500K, a million a month. 3-4 times I've done it as well for coaching members. But anyways, the second stage, once you have decided where you want to be when it comes to the specific numbers, where do these orders come from? And here we have to make another decision. And then after this, we're gonna go into the strategy and we can see everything. But before we do that, we have to make a few decisions, okay? And just to show you the examples, as I said before, and a couple of data on people who don't know me, the last couple of years, I spent almost 10 million on ads for 3 brands exclusively, made them from ads 32 million. One of the biggest scaling cases that I've got is helping a brand grow from more or less 700K per month all the way up to 3.3 million per month in our record month. Another brand from 40K per month and in the record month, it was 711K per month. So you see it there. So yeah, a few cases of pretty big scalings. November 29th, spent 67K in one day. You know, some cool stuff just to back it up and for you to trust the stuff that I share. Now, let's go into where do these orders come from. This is another decision. If you are making 20K a month, 50K a month, 80K a month, 95K a month, or if you're making 200K a month and you want to scale to 500, you have to make, again, a decision. So my orders can come from organic social media. They can come from email marketing. They can come also from paid advertising, which we love in this channel, and they can come from influencer marketing, SEO, and many other sources, affiliates, whatever. Okay, so which one do I want to leverage to get to this 100K a month as fast as possible? Because, I mean, with SEO, you can get to 100K per month in the next 7 years, but ideally it should be way faster than 7 years. So here's the thing, you have to pick a combination, all right? So you can have, for example, 10% organic, 20% email, 70% advertising, or you can go all in into paid advertising and just 10% organic, 10% email, that's it. Or you can do 50% organic social media, 20% SEO, 30% email marketing. You have crazy profit margins because you don't have to pay advertising and life is amazing, but this would be the slow mechanism. This is, I would say, unsustainable. I mean, I've coached brands that scaled to 1 million per month in Black Friday in November, and they did 95% paid advertising. Is it sustainable? No. So I would not recommend it. So now we have to make a decision. We have to pick some growth numbers and an acquisition combination. I'll give you an example, and this will also be my recommendation. I would say if you want to get to 100K per month, try to have a high AOV, at least higher than $50. With an AOV of 90, we're going to have to produce 1,000 orders, more or less. And then I want to have 10% of my orders from organic social media. It's nice, it's good, it's free, no paid, etc. 20% from email and 70% from ads. Unless you have a huge database, more than 20% from email is just not realistic. So this will be my stack to go to 100K. And now you have to ask quality questions. Ask a question that can have an answer. Do not say, how do I make 100K per month? Because if you ask this question, what type of answer should anyone give you? It's not actionable. So we have to break it down to this level. How do I spend $778 per day on Facebook ads at a ROAS higher than 3? Where do these numbers come from? These numbers come from the assumption that, first of all, we have to make 100K per month. We said that 70% will be ad revenue. So that means that from ads, we want to make 70,000. Let's say we want to have a ROAS of 3, just to have enough margin to make good profit. This, of course, will depend on the case. It's just an example. ROAS of 3. At a ROAS of 3, we have that the monthly ad spend to get to 100K is going to be approximately $23,333,000. And this, if we make it into daily, it's $778 per day. So you see how we went from I want to make 100K a month all the way down to I want to spend $778 per day. This is actionable. So here you can get help. Here you can watch YouTube videos about this specific topic, how to increase budget, and you can keep on solving bottlenecks till you get to 700 per day in ad spend. And one expectation here, your ads manager is going to look like this, just to make it visual. So some days you will spend 1,000 at a ROAS of 3. Other days your ROAS will go down to 2. It's not going to be 3. And you will have to lower your budget. And it's going to keep going up and down, up and down, up and down. But what you're looking for is that on average, every month you spend 23K and the ROAS on average is around 3. So that being said, if we want to spend $778 per day, and right now let's say you are spending $200 per day, what do you do? I don't know your personal case. I can give you a general overview of what I do to scale any ad account. And this is what I've called Manuel Gomez Facebook Ads Scaling Thesis. And it covers a little bit more than Facebook ads. So we have 6 points here. Point number 1 is media buying. Then we have ad creatives, sales process, which is conversion rate, AOV, landing pages, flash campaigns, mindset, and then finding and solving bottlenecks. So just to give you an overview on what you're going to need to focus on And then I'll just give you a quick summary of what do we actually need. Because this looks like a monster. Then when you apply it and you have a scaling roadmap, which is what I do with the people in the Meta Scaling Accelerators, is they join the program, and based on this and their personal case, we kind of make a roadmap that we're gonna follow together to reach a destination, 100K per month, 500K per month, 1 million per month, whatever it is. So for media buying, usually you will have to focus on testing, optimizing, retargeting, and having a good ad account structure, which is what you see over here. Testing relevant variables, see it over there, having a good account structure. This is having retargeting audiences, having your specific KPIs, clarity on this. Scaling strategies and manual bidding. You want to do a cost cap exercise, find your winning cost cap, understand the Facebook auction, and then scale the cost caps to the moon. As you can see in this case, I had a campaign that was a CBO with a cost cap of 150, and I managed to spend 500K with a ROAS of 3.72 and make 2 million for one of my clients. In this case, another coaching member, they decreased their CPM from 71 to 47 with the cost cap strategy. So, you know, things that you need on the media buying side of things to solve stuff, wave surfing, intraday scaling, troubleshooting problems. And this is just, you know, this is my budget, and I scale my budget on certain days and then lower it on certain days. Scale, lower, Same thing here, and same thing on Shopify. So this is media buying, but it's not everything, right? So we're gonna have, apart from media buying, the ad creatives, research, angle testing, format testing, persona testing, and then developing a content system. So angle testing would be this thing right here. Once I find a winning angle, I wanna find a winning format, video, image, split screen, before and after, whatever, organic ads. And then from there, I expand to multiple personas, sell to men and women, or sell to young women and older women, etc. Then what we have apart from the ad creatives, you have your sales process. So you have to audit your CRO, so kind of understand, why do I have a low conversion rate, or why do I have a low AOB, and fix that. It's not easy, it's easier said than done, but at some point you'll have to worry about it. Flash campaigns, usually with the clients, both the clients that I run the ad account for and the coaching clients, we do a yearly map of the seasonality and the relevant flash campaigns for them. 5-phase structure for flash campaigns, and then hyperscaling with Facebook ads on those specific flash campaigns where we can push the budget like crazy. Yeah, this is pretty much what we do. Here you can see the growth of an American brand, just doing, focusing on flash campaigns. You see the peaks. So 600K 1 year, 1.3 million next year, 2.5 million in 2024. So pretty good. Mindset, I explained this on a YouTube video. To me, this is quite important. It's not everything logic. So with the members in the program, we do an exercise where we define an ideal ads manager, and they make a few visualization exercises for the mindset. And then the last one that most people seem to be ignoring, and everybody is concentrated on the next media buying hack, or let's just test another ad creative, which is fine, but it's finding and solving bottlenecks, which we have 2 types of bottlenecks, traffic bottlenecks and conversion bottlenecks, which basically goes to say, as soon as you start increasing your budget, you're gonna find problems, and your cost per purchase is gonna go up 100%. So here we have the quote of, what got you here won't get you there. So it's basically that spending $200 a day is not the same as spending $700 a day. So it's gonna require something different, and you're gonna find this something different when you find a bottleneck and you have to work on solving the bottleneck and unlocking another level of growth. So for the bottlenecks, many kind of exercises. Usually what I do, the bottleneck solving is what I do on the weekly sessions that we have. It's either one-on-one or group coaching, but the main question, because the rest I give in trainings, in workshops, in the online course, but on a weekly basis, it's usually every time I scale to 1,000 a day in ad spend, everything breaks. And then I ask, why is everything breaking for you? And we have to figure it out. And it's not like we find a solution. We find the root cause, and then, which can be anything in here. I mean, it can also be stock and stuff and things in the macroeconomic perspective. But sometimes, most of the times, it's something around these 6 points, and I point people in the right direction. It's not like I give you the solution because you have to implement, but knowing the root cause is the number one most important thing, because then you can work on it. So if you figure out that the CTR is the thing that's pushing your ROAS down and there's no other issue, there's no budget deviation, there's nothing in conversion rate, it's very easy to troubleshoot. You have to fix your creatives. And then depending on what you're selling and depending on the month we're in and depending on the customer psychology in that specific month, now summer is coming, okay, this and that, then we figure out the next batch of ad creatives to run to increase the CTR given a specific scenario. That's the reason usually why coaching is important. Anyways, this is the whole monster. Now let's go back. How do I spend 778 per day on Facebook ads at ROAS 3? More or less, you don't need more than 3 winning ad creatives. Of course, you will have your ABO testing campaign, but inside 3 scaling campaigns, and this can be anything, man. Depends on the account, but I've got 1 Advantage Plus, then I've got 1 CBO bid cap, 1 CBO cost cap. Or I have 3 CBOs where CBO 1, now let's say 3 Advantage Plus, and each Advantage Plus is having one of the winning ad creatives. This is not ideal at scale, but to spend 700 per day for the first time, you can just do it with that. Have a clear winning cost cap. I would emphasize the importance of manual bidding to scale budget on Facebook ads. And then introduce a little bit of retargeting already. Once you're past 500 a day, you should be retargeting. With this, you can go to 700 a day. Is it going to be sustainable every single day of my life? No, it's not enough. Like, you have to have a creative pipeline. But that, I don't want to mess too much because that's going to come after. Creative pipeline. And then you're going to want to have landing, depending on the industry you're in, landing pages, bottlenecks. But, to get to 700 a day, you don't need to mess so much, okay? Last but not least, another thing, if you want to spend 23K per month, you don't really spend 700 every single day. What you do is, in between 500 and 1,000, you're constantly moving there. You need to know how to surf the waves, how to adapt your budget to the specific moment in the week, in the month, salary, no salary, top day of the week, worst day of the week, etc. to go either more towards the 500 or towards the 1,100. And then you scale in moments of high demand. When there is low demand, you go down, you protect your budget, etc. So yeah, this is it. I mean, I wanted to simplify this process of getting to 100K per month. If you decide to pick a stack of growth where you go more towards this and you have a decent AOB and you want to make 1,000, 2,000 orders per month. So this is a realistic way of getting to 100K per month in e-commerce in 2025. And this is the way that also you can see the way that I work here. So you can have an idea of what it takes to scale consistently over the years. The accounts that I've been operating myself for clients, I've been running those accounts for over 3 years, all of them. So that means that I've gone through the issues. I can tell you what's important, what's not important, and when to prioritize the sales process, when to focus on media buying, when to put a lot of ad creatives, why your mindset is lacking, and how to find and solve the specific bottleneck that you have. But yeah, this is what it takes. Hope you enjoyed the video. It was a simplification of it. If you have any question, just put it in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, I'm posting twice a week right now, so subscribe to not miss the next ones. Thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.